Kombat Kast starts now.
Welcome, everybody, to our Kombat Cast from home. This is a very different situation, obviously. Hope you guys are all keeping very safe, and I'm hoping that the Kombat Cast today can add a little normalcy to your lives like I feel like it has for ours. We've missed you all, and this is very important that we get this to you guys, and I'm so excited that we're able to do it. This is also the first Kombat Cast I've ever done wearing pajama pants, so that's exciting as well. And I see that Derek is dressed up as well. So, didn't wear that in rehearsal. I like it.
That's what I wear every day.
So
That's what I wear every day.
That's what he wears every day. So let's start with introductions. I'm Tyler Lansdowne, Community Manager here at NetherRealm Studios. Next.
Stephanie Bromback, Senior QA Analyst.
Derek Kurtzik, believer that ice cream is good for breakfast.
A lot of things have changed, haven't they? A lot of things have changed.
Yep.
So real quick, we're doing this all live from our homes. So there might be some interruptions. We might accidentally talk over each other. We're trying to avoid that, but there's going to be a few different things you're going to see this time around. Before we get started, this is usually the time for Combo Breaker. So I'm sporting a hat, obviously. Right now, Combo Breaker is looking for your favorite moments from Combo Breaker's past. They're going to do a retrospective on the 22nd through the 24th of 2020. And they just want you to pick your favorite, Mortal Kombat moments, your favorite Injustice moments, and send them over there. We love the folks over at Combo Breaker, so I want to let you guys know about that real quick. A couple
I have
notes.
a favorite moment.
Go ahead.
2015 Dizzy versus Sonic Fox MKX Grand Finals. Coolest Grand Finals I've ever seen live.
I was there, and it was nutty. A couple of notes before we get started. Go ahead, Derek.
I also love the auction tournaments. Like, they are my favorite thing at Combo Breakers. The auction tournaments, how much money people are willing to just outbet their friends. It's always so much fun.
I wasn't going to give one, but it's something I've never spoken of before, but I did place higher than Big D at an auction tournament once. I don't think I've ever mentioned that out loud before, but it is something that happened. Real couple notes. We'll be showing some gameplay today of Fujin and some other really cool stuff. We're very excited for you to see. These are all recorded videos. We can't really be playing right now the game. It proved a little too difficult for us all to do that. So there won't be a belt battle and things like that, but we do have all the variations and all the cool stuff with Fujin just over video. It'll feel the same. We just won't be pushing the buttons. Most of you all seen this, but before we get started with everything, let's take a look back real quick at the Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath gameplay trailer.
So you're Raiden's brother.
We are partners in Earthrealm's defense.
Are you also partners in incompetence?
Fight!
What in the 10 hells are you? The future of law enforcement.
There it is. There it is. What an incredible trailer. And thank you all for your passion, because the day after that trailer dropped, or the day the trailer dropped, social media exploded. It was just so much fun to read everyone's hot takes and how excited they were about it. So thank you so much for that. So obviously, we have Fujin, RoboCop, and Shiva coming your way. But not only that, we have a new addition to the Mortal Kombat 11 story with Aftermath. We're going to have 5 new chapters being added to Aftermath. They're simply incredible. Before we move on, let's talk to Derek. Derek, there's some other stuff coming in a free update as well.
Yeah, so you're going to get the 4 new stages, right? Which I am a huge fan of the retro arcade. It is just like a love letter to the classic MK. You also have the stage fatalities that you get for free, and the friendships, which I think have been bringing a lot of smiles to people's faces. I love them. Raiden's is my favorite.
Jax's is my favorite.
Don't jump over me on that one. Jax is man. Yeah, that's right though. Jax is my favorite too. So we got a lot of free stuff coming with that as well, with the patch that's coming. In addition to, we have Aftermath as well. So that's super, super exciting. Also,
that's
if
6
you
days
do
away. 6 days away.
6 days,
144 hours, people.
Oh, and don't forget stage fatalities.
Yes, there's also stage fatalities that are incredible as well, which you saw in the trailer too. And if you pre-order all of this, whatever version of this of Aftermath you want, you'll get the Eternal Clash skin pack, which is amazing. We have Deception Sub-Zero, we have Frost, Scorpion, like just incredible stuff. You'll get that with any version of Aftermath that you do pre-order.
Yeah, I'm so
So,
excited Deception Sub is back. I've wanted that for 15 years.
Oh, it just looks fantastic. And and also, like, I got to give huge shout outs to the team. Well, the whole team works on the story, obviously, but the story, I mean, I usually get to read it and play it beforehand. I haven't had a chance to do that yet, but from what I've heard, it is just absolutely fantastic, and there's
It's
so much
awesome.
content coming with it. I can't wait to try it out. And it's weird for me to say that 6 days out that I have not played the edition of the story yet because of reasons.
Well, I did, and I loved it. I think it's probably my favorite story content we've done.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's bold. That's bold.
I think people are pretty excited though about what we want to talk about today, and that is Fujin is coming back to Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
Sweet
The
Fujin.
Wind
Hi,
God.
Arthur.
It's been a long time. He has only been playable in 2 games, and the last was in 2006. So a long, long wait.
So real quick, just talk to me about what sort of players will be enjoying playing Fujin.
I think he will appeal to the very flashy, creative players that like situational stuff and swag combos and like stuff like stances, parries, like kind of the weirder, more nuanced moves, but that also want to look cool.
We did talk about this.
Fancy looking character. Everything he
Yes.
does just flows really well. And he really looks like he's taken out of like a Chinese action adventure movie. Like everything he does is over the top and awesome. I can't wait for people to start seeing it.
Yeah,
But
it's
the one
very
we talked about in our pre. Go
crouching
ahead, sorry.
Tigrar, very smooth. It's a really cool reinvention of the character because he's been gone so long since we have new animations and effects. Like characters just much more advanced, so it's very different than Armageddon MK4, but it feels like we captured the spirit of him.
And you also said that every variation, there's a variation for every kind of type of player, which we will show here in a second too. I think we should probably actually hop into, let's just kind of show some background Fujin, how he kind of walks around the map, how he moves.
So he uses wind a lot in a lot of his combos and normal attacks. He also has a sword. He had a sword in Armageddon. It was this big, heavy, like Devastator sword, and now it's kind of a smaller, like rapier katana. You can see there he uses the wind to like elevate himself. He has. Oh, this is so cool. He literally pulls your own breath out and uses it against you. He also has his crossbow back. This is fun. It's a reference to one of his MK4 fatalities.
You can't have Fujin without his crossbow. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. I don't know why a god uses a crossbow, but I like it.
We're all in. So that's sort of just how the basic Fujin kind of moves around, but let's take a look and discuss more in depth Fujin's normal moves.
Yeah, these are his base normal strings. So 114 is like your typical like jab string, and it has a crushing blow if it's a counter hit or a punish. You can see he will actually kick him all the way around the world, and he'll come back, which is quite a mighty kick.
It's the wind. The wind carries him.
Then he has back 1-1, and I think this is his main neutral game string. It has really good range, really, really fast. He can hit confirm it into a special move. He can leave them standing and do pressure. This is his 4-3-4. It has a crushing blow if the second hit hits twice in a row, and the second hit is an overhead. Then he has this really cool slide, it's almost like a special move. It's a normal attack. He travels pretty far, like halfway across the screen, and that has a crushing blow if only the last second hit hits. So if you do it in the ground or go under something and the palm hits, they'll break their ribs.
And
this is another normal
attacks with a wind.
They're very, very long, right? Like this.
Those are not special moves.
Right. It almost feels like a special move, but they're actually just normal attacks. And he has a version that pushes you away and a version that pushes you out.
Awesome.
So depending upon how you want to play with Fujin, either being close or keeping distance is how you're going to manipulate the wind.
Yeah, I
and
think
you'll see through the variations that's gonna be a lot of that involved too, like how you want to play, where you want to keep them, away, close, out of the air. There's a lot of stuff he'll do with that stuff.
Exactly, and that complements the special moves, which are very mobility based and both keeping them in or him getting in if he wants.
Right. Let's talk about base specials real quick. Yeah.
So is his crossbow, and similar to MK4, you can amplify it to go up, down, or straight, and you can do multiple. And you can mix and match how you want. You can do up into straight, or down and up, or whatever. And you can see it does take stamina, so he can't just like, he's not like this hard zoning character, but he can mix it up and keep them guessing. Then he has these wind kicks, and they're your typical combo ender. This is how you're going to cash out damage at the end of your combos or hit confirms. And the amplified one carries them really, really far. And there you can see that is actually an armor breaking move, which is something we're going to talk about later.
Ooh,
interesting.
Spoilers.
Nice setup, Stephanie. We have one more move to show that is in Fujin's base. It's this tornado maneuver I'd like to show.
So this is similar, but a new spin on Kung Lao's spin. He
a
can
new
actually,
spin, okay.
Thank
I
you.
like that.
He can go forward or back, depending on the direction he holds. And it's great for anti-air, because unlike Kung Lao's spin, it covers like the whole top of the screen. Normally he does not get a combo if he just does it on the ground. They have to jump into it, or it has to hit very late when it's active. Like you can see there, he doesn't really get a conversion. But here's an example of where he can, because it's hitting very late and it's active. I do the slide, let it hit from very far, then I do it, and he actually gets a full corner combo. So this is one of the things I mean about how situational he is, where you're going to have to preemptively anti-air with the tornado or get your spacing right, and then you can get these really flashy combos.
Yeah, so you mentioned that if they pretty much fall down on the tornado, you'll be able to get a combo out of it.
Exactly.
Like if it's up high in the animation of it, yeah.
Yes.
And then of course corner comms as you discussed.
And let's not forget to mention the height that Fujin can get these opponents. Like he's put them at the very top of these arenas.
Oh,
you haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, he has a move later
What?
that sends you like the highest of any move I've ever seen.
Let's move on to variation 1.
Okay, so this one, in my opinion, is pretty combo based. Also, I love this outfit. Look at that cape and that hair. He is motivated. So the first thing he gets is an amplified tornado, and this actually makes it a combo. He can amplify it more than once. It'll pop up, and he can get mid-swing combos and stuff. And this is cool. This makes his hop attack hover. You hit down up, and he'll hover in the air as long as he wants to. And this makes his combo, or his hop attack, have a crushing blow. So if he goes over like their sweep or a low poke, he can do the hop attack and then get a pop-up from it. And then lastly, he can do 2 of his special moves in the air. He can do the tornado and the wind kicks in the air. So he could do like a jump attack into it. He could mix up the tornado in the air, like jump at you, fake you out, and then do a back tornado to get away, or to go in and then amplify it once. So this variation I think is the most simple. I think this is the one that's like big combo damage of the tornado, better combos ending in the air tornado, and then you get the crushing blow that pops up with the hop attack. So I think this is like your baseline. You don't want to mess with stances or anything like that. You just want to do big damage. I think this is the one I use.
A quick question. The hop attack, can you do just a regular hop attack?
Yes. If you just tap up, you'll get a regular hop attack. Or you can do down up to do the hover, and then from them, you could do the hop attack whenever you want. You could even just cancel it and drop down.
Okay.
And he can do both the kick and the punch one if he wants.
A new twist on hop attacks with Fujin. Let's take a look at Variation 2.
So Variation 2 is his air mobility one. But first, his wind kicks are replaced with his sword spin move. And this is an awesome pressure tool. The amplified version is safe with big pushback. And the regular version on hit keeps them standing, and he can go into his pressure. Like he can do back 1-1 into the sword. They'll be standing right next to him, and he can loop it, go for throws, go for jump overs, whatever you want. And the opponent, he's like double digits advantage, I think. So he's gonna have like a lot of time to do pressure. Then this is Air Waka, which is, I think, his coolest move. He starts literally walking on air, and he has a whole host of options from it. He has his dive kick, similar to MK4. He has an anti-air sword. He can either just drop down next to you, he can drop down far away, and even the dive kick has a couple of options. Like he has a regular one, which is punishable, or he can amplify it and continue it, and that'll hit you out of it if you try to punish him. So this move you can use to get in, you can use it to get out. It pretty much allows him to be all over the screen wherever he wants, whenever he wants.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Skywalker is probably my favorite move that he has. And the
think
different
it's rad.
tools that he can link out of it is just amazing. He just has a whole tool set from just going into the Skywalker.
And what's cool is you're gonna be so focused on dealing with his back 1-1, his forward 2, like all those win normals that we showed, that you're going to want to jump or just sit there and block, and then that sets up him to just go crazy and be flying all over the place like a nut, which then sets up his throw game and his different pressure options and stuff. It can be
And
very
that's not all for
overwhelming.
Variation 2, though, either.
No, I think there is more.
There's
one
more?
He had an air parry, which I think is pretty new, at least for MK. He'll actually
I
parry
can't think
your...
of anything that's had an air parry before.
Yeah, it's probably been done in some game, I can't remember, but either way, it's very fresh. And then he gets all the options from Skywalker. He also has a grounded one, where he will parry ground moves, so if you try to anti-air him. So, this complements Skywalker because it's really hard to anti-air Skywalker. So you're going to want to preemptively jump. Like you're going to want to do your jump 1 to like beat him out of the air before he even starts to do it. But if he thinks you're going to do that, he preemptively jumps and he can air parry and beat your anti-air. So it's like this meta game of he's doing Skywalker, he's all over the place, you can't really follow what's going on. So you're like, all right, screw this. I'm just going to jump kick him out of the air. I'm going to do Baraka's jump kick or whatever. But then he reads that you read that, and he's going to air parry that, and then get his dive kick for bigly damage.
So space control with Fujin is very important, and we're going to get even more of that. But then later, what we're going to see later that he also has a variation. You can control the ground space as well. So
yeah. So
very however you want to play, you can choose how you want to what you want to control.
Yeah, I think
Let's take a look at
You can't contain wind.
I think
Don't
if you're one of
contain
those nutty players who like speed, like go, I don't care about defense. My block button doesn't even work. Let's just go. Variation 2, I think you're.
I'm
really
listening. I'm listening. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at Variation 3.
So this one is ground-based. His back 2 and his forward 2 get an amplified version, where he stabs you and gets extra damage, and it actually gains a crushing blow, and the requirement is to punish a backdash. There you go. Stabs him right in the heart. Then he also gets... Oh.
Oh yeah, we have three separate videos for Variation 3. Let's take a look
That worked
at...
out.
And he gets this wind push. So this move is very neat. He has a close, a medium, and a far version. And they are super fast, really good recovery. It's kind of similar to Kenshi's push. The caveat is the amplified version, while it pushes you super far, it actually does no chip damage. So it's going to be really hard to get in, but he's not going to kill you with it. He's going to kill you by making you make mistakes. But
And that,
you know,
and that
you're
will
not,
totally complement his away to and towards to as well.
exactly. Like, you're going to want to try to dash in, and that's when he's going to catch you with the back too. And the crushing blow is for doing all three versions. Like, if he does close, medium, and then amplified far, he'll get it. Or he can do, like, medium, far, close, or whatever order. It just has to be three. He has to use all three in a row.
And it's
Alright.
hard
So
to
that's
see
a-
that win
and then-
coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, it is practically instant. It's very, very effective.
This is my favorite one right here.
And then he has this air control move where it does nothing on the ground, but if you're in the air and he catches you, he slams you down. And you can amplify it to get the world's biggest pop-up. He throws you up, and then in 2021 you fall down, and he gets a combo. So a fun thing you can do is actually do the 4-3-1 crushing blow, because the slide won't hit because he was still up in the air. That's my favorite use of it.
Yeah, it's a really fun way
And so-
to get your crushing blows going for sure.
And so that move
So you
also
really can
complements
control
the
everything
push.
with him.
Exactly,
Right,
because
like-
you want to jump because the push, because if you just sit there and block, you're going to get amplified away and you'll never get in. Time's going to be running out, you're going to be stressed out, you're going to have a ton of anxiety, you're just, alright, I'm going to jump, and then that's when he gets you.
So it's kind of
Throws
like for
you
that
into
patient
space.
player that wants to just kind of sit back and like just put like, projectiles or zone or whatnot. It's that player's perfect character.
Yes, it's the opposite of Variation. So Variation 2 is all about the rush down, the restand, and the pressure of the Skywalker. This one is the opposite. This is all about space control. You don't even want to fight. Just push them away.
Mm-hmm.
So like we discussed earlier, like there are different... Every player will find some version of Fujin that will probably fit their play style, which is
Yeah,
really cool
it's-
because they all play very differently.
They're all pretty different, and I think it's fun because, like, he looks very hard to play, but he's actually not. Like, when I was first looking at him, I was daunted. I was like, oh my god, like, this looks way too complicated. And then actually playing him, I was like, oh, never mind. This looks really flashy, but it's actually really fun to do.
Cool. Let's show everybody we've seen parts of it in the trailers, but let's show the full Fujin Fatal Blow.
And the N2 to this is really good. It takes up a ton of space. It's great for, like, using it as an anti-air and stuff. They try to jump out of his restand.
Fantastic. So that's pretty much. I mean, that's Fujin in a nutshell. All the variations and how you're able to play Fujin. But it wouldn't be a Kombat Cast if we didn't show you a fatality, though. So let's take a look at the Fujin fatality.
Ooh.
Finish him. Fatality.
Him stepping on the intestine is so gross.
So yeah, he turns you into a kite with your own intestines.
Yeah,
That's
that's
how I
really
read it.
nasty. He now has intestines on his shoe.
Yes.
Mhm.
Uh,
But he could just blow it off.
we talked.
That's true.
We've seen a couple things over the last during this game. Spawn has a move that does this. We saw that Fujin now does. You teased something earlier, Stephanie. You want to go through this new gameplay change?
Yes. So Aftermath is going to have some balance changes. There's going to be the usual like changes to frame data and damage, and we'll be going over that soon, and there'll be patch notes. But one of the big new things we added is every character in the game now has an armor breaking move. Some of them are normal attacks. Some of them are special moves. It's going to be different for every character, but every character will have one. And these are moves that, if you didn't play Spawn, they're moves that just beat out armor. So that would be if you do a breakaway, a fatal blow, an interactable, or just any move that has armor, you'll just beat it out. And then a lot of these moves actually have a different reaction. So like, let's say it's Katana Square Wave. That has a crushing blow. If she breaks armor with it, it'll actually skip the need for the crushing blow requirement, and she'll just get the crushing blow requirement off that. And not all of them have that, but that's some. Some also pop up, like Spawn's does, or some lead to a restand scenario, and some just armor break. That's all they do. They don't get a special property, but they still armor break. So it's going to be pretty awesome per character. I think it'll be really spice up the meta. It's going to make you second guess using armor for sure.
And I think that's what we're going to show. We have 3 examples, Derek.
We do?
So we're gonna start with Scorpion.
You can see Scorpion's is back 3. And it has the property where if he beats armor, it actually pops up and he gets a full combo. So this makes breakaway extremely dangerous because you've used your meter to break away, so you have no option. You're just eating that combo. So it's like he gets a combo, you try to bail out, and then you eat another combo for trying to get out of the combo. It's harsh.
Combo out of combo out of combo. So yeah, like you said, that has a pop-up. So that's a whole different version of that move. Let's take a look at Sub-Zero.
So Sub-Zero starts off, his forward 4 now has a crushing blow. And normally requirement is to hit 2 in a row. But if he uses this armor breaker, it goes straight into the crushing blow. Now, to be clear, you can't use the same crushing blow twice. So if he uses it to break armor and gets the KB that way, he won't be able to use it the other way, the normal way of doing 2 in a row. So it'll still always armor break though. So if he's already cashed out the crushing blow with doing 2 in a row, it'll still armor break, but it'll just get regular damage. That move is also just a bit faster.
To be able to catch some
exactly
armor, probably, yeah. And we have a lot of fans out there. We got Shao Kahn. This is going to be really fun for them.
So this one is his downward amplified shoulder. And it now actually pops up if it's used to break armor. So it's pretty common to try to break away from his shoulder charge, because that's like his main pop-up. And now if you do, like the Scorpion scenario, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to get big, juicy Emperor damage. And like I said, there are a few other changes that we'll be going over. Some of them, you'll see the notes and all that. Just one little preview is Shao Kahn's forward 3-4 is now special cancelable. So he can do his shoulder and do a combo if he hits that string now.
Got some happy Shao Kahn
retro arcade.
The retro arcade
background.
Real cool. Yeah, looked good. Coming with the patch. Derek,
Hi.
you have now. We get a lot of tweets about augments and you know how they work and what's going on with them, and I think you have some pretty big news about that.
We do. So we are doing a augment rework. All right. So once you download the Aftermath patch, you're going to be put into a queue, and we're basically converting your old augments into this new augment system. And so not only that, but the third socket is now going to become available. You can only socket one specific kind of augment in there, which is a new augment called the Jensei Essence Augment. And this augment is pretty powerful. It actually changes how gameplay works for your character. So for an example, I'm a Jade player. If you have a Jensei augment socketed and you throw a glaive, it'll actually throw an additional glaive. And most augments also now have levels. So if you use the level 1 augment for the Jade glaive, it would throw 2 glaives. If you use a level 4 augment, it'll actually throw up to 4 glaives in a row. So it's increasing the amount of damage and projectiles being thrown at your opponent. It's pretty insane. And each character has about 12. Fun. Oh yeah, they're insane. Each character has about 12 of them. Now, these are bigger, more powerful augments. So to find these augments, you have to do things like group battles, team raids, play towers on a brutal difficulty, and you'll start getting those higher level, more powerful augments. Also, we now have introduced generic augments. So you don't need to put a specific augment in a specific gear piece. You can put generic augments into any gear piece. Also, you no longer have to re-roll your sockets. You can actually just spend currency and purchase the socket type that you actually want to use, versus being like, I'm going to re-roll. And there are tons of the new generic augments. Some of them will do things like give you armor on attacks, and some will just be more of like currency boosters. There's a ton of different combinations, and we're really excited because we feel like these augments are going to make the player feel more powerful, and the combinations you can make, I've seen some insane things, especially with the special move changes. Yeah.
Real quick, these are only in offline.
Correct. You can only use these in towers. You can't go online and throw 30 glaives at your opponent. That's just not going to happen.
Now, when the patch goes live, what happens to the augments? How is this happening?
So basically, like I said, you get placed into a queue, and once your conversion of your old augments are converted into the new augment system, because we didn't want to just take away your augments. So basically, what you have now will be converted into different levels of the generic augments. Once the conversion is completed, you can then socket in these new augments and start checking out all the cool stuff that you can do with them. And once the conversion is complete, these augments will also start dropping where they normally do, at the end of towers and things like that.
Awesome. Well, that's a huge change to augments.
Oh, there's some really insane things. I don't know, Stephanie, if you got any cool examples of stuff that you were messing around with.
Oh, like Katana has one where she does fan NATO, but it's bigger and moves super fast. So it's like she does it at full screen and just zips across the screen. There's ones where she can throw 2 fans at once, which is super fun, like back to back. Sindel has one where her scream gets even bigger, or she has one where her air banshee, like the air raid move, where she throws like a bunch of them and she goes really, really fast. They're really, really fun to use. They can get ridiculous.
We're going to see some fun videos on these, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Derek, I mean,
hey, buddy,
you know how much I love it.
Up?
You know how much I love it. Do you
have
have
Tyler?
Birthday shout-outs?
Of course I have birthday shout-outs. There wouldn't be a cast without a birthday shout-outs.
It certainly wouldn't be.
It certainly wouldn't be. All right, so we've got a birthday shout-out for Nico the Noble, Kippa the Wolf, the Chad Henry, Gerard, a.k.a. J-Rod, Melina Fan Forever, me too, Jur the Tornado Guy, my bestest buddy in the world, Kevin Roble, Jonathan Thompson, Cole Pawella, Todd Keller, Tony Loquercio, Brendan George, Jennifer Hedrick, Alexander Barentine, June Yuen, Pete Actapiece, and the Lord Paulo Garcia.
There we go. Well, happy birthday to you all. So how many days we got left?
We've got 6 days, 144 hours.
6 days. The next stream will be on Monday. Memorial Day Monday. It's the day we could fit in. The day before we launch Aftermath, we'll be showing RoboCop, and we'll be showing Shiva, and I'm very excited for that day. So not that far away. Just get through the weekend, and on Monday we're going to see you. Again, you can pre-order Aftermath for all those rad Eternal Clash skins. This was a ton of fun, and I'm so glad we were able to figure out a way, thanks to Eric, who's behind the scenes doing this right now. Anderson couldn't do it because he's at home doing other things, but thank you so much, everyone who's helped put this together. It wouldn't feel like we were doing it right if we couldn't come and show you guys this stuff on a Kombat Cast. So thanks for giving us that opportunity, and thank you for being here. Anything else to say before we go?
Yes, I'm very excited. I'm sure it's already happening. People are guessing what the armor break moves are going to be.
Oh, I'm sure you're going to see some tweets about that.
Yeah.
Derek, anything else before we go?
No, just be sure you get out there and pre-order. We're 6 days away. You got to get your hands on these characters, get the free skins. It's worth it. Can't wait to see you guys online.
So, everybody, we will see you right here again this coming Monday at 3 o'clock Central. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon.